Hi friend, what's up? So welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I will show you how to use some free material to do cool data analysis or dashboard data visualization by Dundas BI. So again, myself is Harvey. So I'm an enterprise DW specialist. And if you want, you can connect me through this LinkedIn. Also, please give me more encouragement and give me a thumb up and subscribe to this channel and turn on this bell. You won't miss any new update in terms of the data analysis. So what this video will cover? So firstly, I'll show you how to create a free Dundas BI account. Then with this tool, you can create a dashboard. Then I will give you a very detailed guidance and tutorial to show step by step how to create everything. And I'm hoping you will have your own dashboard ready after this video. So in terms of why record this video, so the Dundas BI actually is not a very big company like Microsoft. So this tool is not as big as Power BI and Tableau. So because in my current project, in addition of SSRS reporting service and Power BI, so my company also needs Dundas BI for my real project. So I think I can give you some of my contributions to share with you with some real experience and how to, if in your project you need it, and you can make your project move faster. And also for some, some database person, you can try this tool. So in the future video, I will give you more tutorials or more experience sharing of Dundas BI. So actually this tool is very, very flexible. It can have its own script based on JavaScript, can make your data visualization is quite interactive. So later on you will see what I mean. So hopefully my experience can give you some ideas to make your work easier. So firstly, I'll briefly show you how to get the free Dundas BI account. So if you click this link, and so this is the company's website. So if you click try now, so try now, basically you can do the full download and online trial. So the first step, I recommend you to try the online. If you click here, then you're right. So it's quite straightforward steps. You just fill in these forms, and you will have your account. So it says by 25 days, but again, if you're really interested, 25 days can give you a lot of time to do this project. If it's short, you can simply change it to another account, another email address. You have another 25 days. And also, if you have a Windows 10 virtual machine or some server like Windows Server 2008 or Windows Server 2012, you can download its full software and install it. And I think by that way, you will have like 45 days. So in some separate video, I can show you step by step how to install it in some virtual machine. So back to the topic. So now we have this Dundas product. So now we go to step by step how to create some data visualization. So the first is the first. We go to the data connector. Because in this case, we all use Excel as the source file. So I prepared them already. So I put all these folder here. you just drag and drop, you download these files to your local machine, drag and drop into this part. So there have some members, so it's called 2011. So that's database I downloaded from 2011, the census data. So this give you, so the ID is for the district, federal electoral district. So this give you some idea of some of the population speak Cantonese, speak Mandarin, and also the population and the population density. So this files will give you the data. Then it's called the Federal Ontario Match Map, corresponding to these Excel files. So actually, because this one will use a ship map as well for data visualization, I will give you a separate one, how to prepare this one. But right now, you just need to know. So this ID corresponding to, in this case, we only use the English name. We don't use the French name here. So we will correspond to here. And this table basically is federal Ontario with sub-regions. I use this to create the hierarchy from the district to sub-region and to the whole province. And the final one, the table 1E, English Ontario income, is this one. This one I downloaded from Statistics Canada. So it also has the ID, federal ID, with federal name, district name, and with different measurements. Employment income, something like this. I believe this is average. This is the total amount. So with all these source files here, so we put all these Excel here in the data connector, and for sure this can be later used on to link to SQL Server as well. This next step is to create the data cube. So I already created data cube, but here, so I can give you some ideas how it works. So based on these 4 Excel files, so the first you drag and drop to the federal Ontario match map, and you drag this table 1E, English Ontario income, and you apply the join condition. I believe some of you already know the SQL, so it's a join conditions here based on the federal ID and the federal ID. So marked as key here and key here. So if you join these 2 tables, and the join condition is ID equals to ID, then from this table you can get this name, and here as name as well, just in case there is some unmatched one, we can find it. And we get this employment income by join these two tables. We get this employment income, pension income, something like that, self-employment income. So this is the first one. And the good practice is you give like here you get the various income. So you give this join a name. So in the future you will immediately know what it is about. So now you have these 2 tables joined become 1 tables. You have the input here. So this is as I explained. So this table also has the ID and plus people speak Cantonese, Mandarin, and this population and population density. So for the join is still based on this district ID. I keep this various income, and also I include this language measurement. And in the end, for the end, the join condition is still based on the ID. Sorry. Actually, in this case, is joined based on name, because the name here is also unique. So the district name is also unique. From here, we get the sub-region. And this n is like so this is the final data is what it will look like. So this is the ID. So this is district name. ID is the same. So different table, little bit different name of district name, but we can think it's pretty much they are the same. So here list these different income, different populations, subregions as well. So this is pretty much we have for the data cube. Then with the data cube ready, we create a hierarchy. For the hierarchy, we use a drill up, drill down functions later on. So this is a hierarchy. So when we create a hierarchy, we just use the key or the name, because in this case it's relatively simple. There's no duplication, something like that. We can just use a subregion here name. I mean this text things as a key because it's unique. And for the federal district name, for the key we use the UID, like the 35001 point something. So the parent key here, because it's a lower one, so the parent key is subregion, and so we use this as a label. Its name as a file name. So we have this hierarchy ready as well. So go back to data cube. Since right now we already have the hierarchy, so there is something related to the data cube creation. So if we right click to activate here, we can link the previously created hierarchy with something with ID here. And we just from this one, we just drag and drop to put it here, so it will connect to the data cube to this hierarchy. So right now we have pretty much the work pre-validated, already established. And also here I put the map as well. So this ship file map as well, as I mentioned earlier. So because this also involve a lot of other GIS related techniques, it's kind of complicated, and I just don't include this how to make it here. And in separate video, I'll show you how to make it. So now we go to back how to create this dashboard. So in the edit mode, first things first. First things first, we need to give the layout of the whole dashboard. So for the whole one, you can see the layout. So I use a scroll. Scroll means when you have a very large or small screen, if it's not fit for your size, you can just scroll up and down, something like this, right and left, up and down to have your view. But for the pretty much the regular laptop or this desktop, for the 1500 and the 780 pixel for the width and height is quite a starting material, which give you when you click the full view, full screen view will pretty much cover the whole screen like I show here. So you give this one, and for the background, so now current background is like this, and for the RGB code you can get it like this, 227, 227, 227 something. And this one just similar as a PowerPoint the text box. So what you can do for this, this is quite this from the component. They are just the label. So because I already put the label here, if for a new one, is something like you just type in whatever you needed and you change its size and change its color, something. So what I have done is like this. If we delete this, for this you can see it is just a label layout. So layout is width is around 590 pixel. This is the width. The height is like 48. So if you change it to 40, it says make it narrow down. So you see what I mean. So this is the text. So this is my settings. So it is pretty much very simple. You can see it is bold. This is also a label. And here I download. This is actually the picture. It's the image. I just download it from the Dundas BI company, and I just like copy and paste here. So copy paste into the image folder, and I drag and drop logos here. So now we go to the main point of this data visualization. So how to make the map data visualization work? How to do it? So actually you can see this guy. Okay, I just duplicate it. You can see more clearly what I mean. So we go to the data cube. Data cube like the measurement and dimension. So for the row, we put the fed name here. You can see fed name here. We put the fed name in the row. And put the measure. It's called a dynamic measure. I will show you what is dynamic measure in a moment. And also the slicer. Slicer is a fed name. So slicer is a fed name. Fed name is also here. Dynamic measure, if we click the visualization part and we expand this one, we can see the color. So we put the dynamic measurement color. Dynamic measure basically means all of these things. We put all these things, either kind of benefit income or the pension income, and all of things, and we can. It's called dynamic is because this is some kind of a unique feature. You can see what I mean. This is called all the dynamic measures. So this is also some powerful parts of Dundas BI. So many other, I know the Power BI, they don't have. So Power BI for this kind of thing is called a filter. Filter is only based on the text things. But for the Dundas BI, it can do some measurement. You can put a measurement at the filter part. It is one of these powerful. Why we call this tool is powerful. So in my future video, I will also explain some how to use JavaScript make it more dynamic. Again, please give me encouragement by giving me a thumb up and subscribe this channel. So I will have more motivations to give you more materials. Tooltip is we just mouse hover over will give you some ideas. We'll show you the name and show you the dynamic measures. So this is pretty much for the map visualization. And here, what it is, this is called data label. Data label for the new one is under data visualization. I can show you in minutes. Data label. For new data label, so this new data label also has dynamic measures. So this dynamic measure is controlled by this filter. And make it more interesting. Here you can see it has dynamic measure and dynamic caption. Dynamic measure means the number. So either like 3,000 or 500, like the number. But the caption is basically is its name. This caption is basically is called this population or benefit income is this name. It's called the caption. So we can choose either put dynamic measure number here or the caption here, and then it's controlled by this filter. But here you can see it's a dynamic measure itself. Again, this is a dynamic measure itself. But how to make it one is the highest, one is the lowest? How to do it? I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we use this advanced function called aggregator one. So it's called give you the minimum. So, okay, you see what I mean. So it gets the minimum from this limited data set, and you can guess this guy should be the maximum, so the highest one, highest value of this one. So basically, if you pick that two options, it gives you the highest one and the lowest one. So this is the few data labels here. At the bottom, so you can see for the bottom there. So the first step you will see the bottom they are just a chart. They are just a chart. So the measure is limited to the population, and the rows is by the Fed name. Slicer is controlled by the Fed district. So how it works is if you particularly interested into only one, in only one district you can choose, but most cases it's not very necessary. So this table, if we go to the edit, so it's pick the top 5. So we only because the space is limited, so we only pick the top 5 accounts, and it's pretty much the same for all these tables. So for this table, the measurement just limited to only the people speak Cantonese. So only has this one measurement. So all the other things also pick the top 5. So now we have all this map ready, this data label ready, this also data label, this also data label, and this also the chart. So now try to introduce you the layer function. So the layer function, and as some of you know use Photoshop, you use the similar function as the layer. So if I make it hide, it only show the layer for this specific layer. So this gives you the pie chart. So the pie chart, if we go to the data analysis panel, is also the dynamic measures controlled by, make it view here, because this is on top. So this filter still controls this data visualization of this pie chart, right? If we go to this is a pie chart, and this is a bar chart or chart bar. So how to connect this? As I mentioned earlier on, also this you can recognize is a hierarchy. Right here, the hierarchy. The hierarchy has subregion and district name. So if you put it there, you can see the different levels. You can drill up and drill down different levels. So now you have pretty much the same everything. Okay. For this button, it has the close, has the click action. If you click, it has the change layer action. So the change layer, So if we click it, we hide this layer and show the layer 1. You see what I mean? So if we hide this and show this, so this will be gone. Same as this. We only display the layer 1, so the main layer. For the main layer, so this button has a click action as change layer function as well. So what it means is it won't hide anything, but it will show the pie and bar chart. So what it does is click here, it will make this one visible. You will see some data. Right. So the last step is you create the filters. For this one, I show you how to do it. You go to component because it's dynamic. Oh, sorry. You go to the filter because it's dynamic. You click this dynamic element. You can give it a name because I already did it. It's called something like the variable. But if you do from the beginning, you just click or link to all the dynamic measures, and all these things. Then it will control everything. But since I already done, I will not do this again. So I just delete it. And this is a regular filter. So this filter go to member. So it's member. We just click this fed name. We link to the fed name. Then we'll pick any district. We will only show that, but it's not very valuable in this specific case. Just you know how to do it. So we just create since we don't really need it. Okay, I think now we have pretty much everything covered. Then if we remember, so this sandbox view is quite critical. If you click view, so all the changes you made, it will be remembered. But you click because it's sandbox view, it won't make you a lot of changes. Yeah, I think I covered all the things, and please give me some feedbacks if it's something is not clear, and I can make another video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye now.